Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room recap for Thursday, March the 22nd. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your trading room. Any questions for me? This is the email address you can use. And this is a link to get into our free room. You do not have to be a member of Trade Ideas to come into our room. And this is a subscription link. You'll find a link. The link will get you 15% off, an instant discount using the promo code that is there. That 15% will be applied to the first year of either a standard or a premium subscription, or the first month only of a standard or premium subscription. I open the room at around 9 o'clock Eastern Time. That's when I start to share my screen. And I get live on the mic at about 9:05. I go to 3:30 Mondays to Thursdays and 3 o'clock on Fridays. All right, well, a little more of an interesting day. Of course, the market is down quite a bit, based on more than likely the interest rate news yesterday. And maybe unsettling also with the potential China tariffs, things like that. I mean, who knows? But anyway, the market definitely, as we speak, the market is down 340. It has rebounded just a little bit, but this doesn't stop a stock like this. Which this is what we typically call an alpha stock, a stock that is trading completely on its own. It doesn't care what the rest of the market is doing. So Journe had a big pop after hours yesterday. This mauve area right here is the after hours yesterday. Tan area is the pre-market. So when I got up, Journe was up in this area. I thought, wow, okay, this could be really interesting. And then it just basically, come on, get rid of that box. And basically, it just drifted down all the way, almost to the close of yesterday. I mean, basically to the close of yesterday, even a little bit below it. So I thought, okay. But, of course, then the market opened. Now, I should show you the daily chart. And I don't think there's any resistance. There it is up there, 572. There's really no resistance. Yeah, I mean, I'm going back to 14. So there was no resistance. So, of course, that is what made this very interesting. All right, no resistance on the daily chart. So what's going to happen when the market opens? So here we go. So I got in. I did not get in. A lot of people got into this one right here. I just couldn't find an entry. I mean, I don't chase, and I don't like taking things. The only time I make an exception to my 15-minute rule being I typically don't take any trades in the first 15 minutes. I like to see, especially the more expensive ones. A lot of times you'll see a 15-minute candle. You'll see a big topping tail, bottoming tail. In other words, the stock is really trying to find a direction. So that's typically why I don't. Could have maybe taken this one, but I felt it was just too much of a chase. So when did I finally get in? Got into it at 6:15. I think what happened is it dropped down below and then it popped up over, and so that gave me, and I think when it got almost to that level there, I took the trade right here at it's at 6:13, but close enough. Took the trade right here. Man, look what it did. It got all the way up to 668. Again, on a percentage basis, that's what we're looking for. Now, of course, I traded some out. I traded some out at, the high was 645. I mean, I did not, because that happened very quickly and it came right back down. So I got out some right around here and down in the 630s also. I'll put a mark right there. What happened here is that then out came a very negative article about it. And a lot of times these articles don't carry that much weight, but this one certainly did. I mean, look what it did. Again, you could say, well, that's the overall market, but no, this was trading on its own. So, you expect maybe a little pullback, but this was a big collapse. I mean, it almost got down to the close again of yesterday before it sort of had a little bit of a rebound. And who knows, it still might. I would expect maybe the company will come out with some kind of a rebuttal against that very negative article. Guy is obviously short, and that's fine. He's upfront about it. And he's saying it could get down to like with a drop of 90% from this area. Who knows what's going to happen? But anyway, that's why this one, you could not just walk away from it. even though it wasn't a low float situation. I mean, there are 158 million shares in this float, so it's not like one of those very, 5 million shorts that you really have to pay attention to. But nonetheless, you can't walk away from these cheaper ones because, I mean, this is very dramatic because of that news, but you just can't walk away and come back in an hour and then go, oh my gosh, what happened? Let's see what else happened. GII, G triple I. It turned out to be a very nice short. These were there were a few short plays today. This is an earnings play. That's where I found it, of course, on the earnings window. This was, you can see right here. There's the pre-market reaction to the earnings, so that's why it was on everybody's radar. And then once the market opened, started to move down. I got into the short 33.61. Ah, yes, made a rookie mistake here. Boom, all the way down here. I was actually trying to short it. There was a little pull up there, and then as it dropped down below 34, I was trying to short it right here. And I forgot I was trying to go short, so I kept going in at the ask. And of course, you're never going to get filled at, well, I shouldn't say never, but you're not going to get filled at the ask if you're trying to go short. You've got to go in at the bid. So, and the spread was, I don't know, maybe 10 cents or something. But I kept trying to go in at the ask and forgetting that I'm going short, and I couldn't figure out why I wasn't getting filled, getting frustrated, and then I realized what I was doing. So, I gave up about 20, probably about 20, 25 cents of where I should have got in. But anyway, nonetheless, I finally did get into the short right here, and look at what it did. Got all the way down to 32.06. Of course, I covered some along the way. My last cover was right here as it popped over. It was 32, right around here. So I got short there, covered some in this area, and then I covered the last bit right here. So and I'll always cover going on the way down because you never know what could happen. The market could turn around, or this could pop up. I just hate being in a profit situation and not taking some out. Just in case it does turn, you can always kind of get out flat, in other words, where you bought it, so you're at least coming away with some profit. But that's just me. That is just me. Interestingly, we waited on Guess. Guess was another tremendous earnings play. Look what it did. Basically, bucked the market completely. Earnings play. I was trying to get in here. I was going to take this trade. Waited a long, long time. It seemed probably about half an hour, wanting to get a bid of 2020 on it. Never happened, and then it just started to move down. So I was saying in the room, I mean, that's where I don't mind. Somebody said, well, nobody said, but I guess in my mind I'm thinking, well, what I just get in at 2008, and I'm sure it's going to hit 2020, but I sort of stuck to my guns and said, you know what, I'm going to wait for that bid of 2020. Wanted to leave this whole number behind because it had room to about 22.50, so it still had some room even though it was up a lot, and but it never happened, and then it right after that it started to move down. So just had some patience on that one. Did take a loss on this one. This was, yeah, this was sort of a strange Holly alert. Just to kind of explain because it was got a little confusing in the room. We have I have a test server. If you which I have access to. So if I go to tools and options and then my server, I can actually go onto what we call our test server. And it is giving us slightly different Holly alerts, all right? And when I went originally, this was one of the alerts. When I reloaded it, it wasn't. I know it's hard to understand, but that's why I guess it's called a test server. So I ended up trying to short this at 1683, and I got out at 17. So that was a loss. But I really shouldn't have been in it at all. I was only in it because of Holly, but it really wasn't a Holly alert. And that is really about it. Just a footnote here. I did swing CRR from yesterday. I got into it right. I think it was right here, 814 actually, 814. Got into it right here. I sold some yesterday. I think it was around 870, and then because it fit my rules of swinging, had a lot of room on the daily chart. Don't have to show you that. It, of course, was over well over the 200-day moving average. Well, not well over, but it broke 806 was it, so it was over the 200-day moving average. Earnings not an issue, so it met all my swing criteria. So I held this one overnight. Uh, this was not much volume, didn't really concern me, and a little bit of volume up here, but then once the market opened, actually I must have got out here because I know I got out at 856. I think that was in the pre-market. There was some trading at the pre-market, 856. That's where I got out, and so that was it. So anyway, want to get back into the room. It not too many trades, but certainly the Jern trade and the GIII trade, nice ones. Um, Interesting to see what's going to happen with this market going forward. It actually now is putting in a nice little bounce here. Take a look at the SPY. I was saying earlier that the best markets for me anyway, and probably for a lot of people, here's the pre-market action in the SPY. Definitely was going to be a weak open, had a little bit of a pop, and as I've said, the best markets to trade seem to be the ones that open weak and then kind of recover all day long. Now this is not looking like yet like it's going to recover all day long, and it doesn't have to be big, wide 15-minute candles. It can just be a gentle recovery all day long, because that gives a lot of the bounce plays, a lot of the ones that were beaten up, when the market opened and maybe moved down a little bit. That gives credence to a lot of the bounce plays and just pure, momentum trades that are making new highs. Because generally speaking, people are, especially on the bounce plays, are looking for bargains, and then the momentum plays probably have the confidence as the market is moving back up that they could work. So we'll have to see what happens here. It had the there it is, the little spike up, the drop. It did have a pop, a little pullback, but maybe that again just as a gentle pullback, and maybe, who knows, maybe we'll see a series. What I'd like to see is about 3 or 4 green 15-minute candles, which might lead the way to a nice recovery trend. Anyway, that is about it. So I'll bring back my capture program. And again, if you have any questions for me, this is the email you can use, and this is the link to get into our free room. Again, you don't have to be a member of Trade Ideas to come into our room. And this is a subscription link, and I'll open the room tomorrow at about 9 o'clock Eastern Time. That's when I'll start to share my screen, and I'll get live on the mic at 9:05. So hope everybody has a wonderful evening, and we'll see you in our trading room tomorrow. Bye-bye.